Hi folks, thanks for joining me again. Got a nice little winter scene for you today. Tried to keep it as simple as I possibly could. A few darker tones there contrasting with the white of the snow. So let me show you the colours I've used for this one. So the palette, just the three colours on this one. Just use the ultramarine, the raw sienna and the burnt umber, just those three. Brushes, large on Rantanake and then the two rigger brush, number 3 and that size 0 one down there. Alright then, let's get cracking on this. So I'm going to use just a little bit of raw sienna just to give the sky a bit of life. A little bit down there as well. Don't worry about that, just cut some of the muddy paint on the easel there. Clean the brush and then a bit of ultramarine. Always got it in this bottom left hand corner so I know exactly where to go. Brush this in from the other side, get a little bit of variation in there. And I'm going to come down to quite a high horizon line, somewhere like that. Work that across there like that. Something like so. I'm going to mix in ultramarine now. Might just use the 3 colours on this, see how we go. And then just to put a little bit of detail just on the horizon, little things going on. I was going to, doesn't matter. Let's just start from there. Again, just going to put in a few little trees and things, and this is where I'm going to scrape in the cottage now. So I want this in quite dark. Let's lift that up a little bit. Something like that, and then I'll take my piece of card. Just gonna have a little cottage there. In fact, let's have. I like to put them in little groups, so I'm gonna have let's have another one there. Let's have one just coming down there like that. And if I just darken the front of that a little bit. And then I'll just use this now just to scrape in a few little random details. These are just fence posts and all sorts of things going on. Few little things going on there. Pull the finger down as well, see what that looks like. Right. Now this has got a little bit skewy, so I'm just going to level that out a little bit. Level that out, remove that there. Just a quick little repair job just to make that look like a proper horizon line again. Let's just get this flat against the board, pull it tight and really fix it with these clips I'm using. And now I'm just going to strengthen those little details on the horizon. Just tiny little things going on. Bit more blue. And then that sort of comes down here like that. Again, I'm just going to scrape a few little things in there. Darker sections, and just try the little rigger brush. I'll just put a few little things. A few little darker tones here and there. A bit of interest in front of the house. Actually, just make the whole thing darker, I think. Just want all of this. Just strengthen it. I want this about the same sort of tone. What I might do is just level that off a little bit. Pick that off with a bit of tissue. Switch to the little rigger brush to the size 0, and then there's like a hole. Popping in a few little telegraph poles here and there. Just random, just little details here and there. That's slightly too thick. Doesn't quite look right, that don't. I'm not going to mess about with it too much now. I just want to put my little path in. So I'm going to, it's sort of coming round here. And that's just going to sweep something like that. A few little dips and dabs. Now there is another hedgerow. Something like this. Again, just pull some of those little shadows out and about. Let it quick dry. before that dries completely, I might just try and scrape in a few little... Is that still wet? Yeah, just a few little fence posts in there. A few little cross. Just a few little random details here and there. Let's pop a little bit more raw sienna in there, just a nice little bit of colour. But then I also want to try and darken it a little bit. A few darker tones in there, so I'm just going brown and a bit of blue. A few more darks across there. A few more darks in there. Right then, I'm going to put a little figure in. So let's go, little brush, and he's going to be somewhere, I don't normally like putting them right in the middle. Let's just go. Put the man in there. There's a little dog. So I'll just pause it for a second and just have a look at it, and I don't think there's much else I can do now with that to improve it. I think I'll just make it worse now, whatever I did. So all I'm going to do now is just sign it and call that one finished. So let's stick a mount on it and see what it looks like. So this is the finished painting. So we're going to have a closer look. I think the first thing that strikes me, I should have done the path a different colour to these hedgerows, just to make it stand out a bit more. I don't like the way it's the same colour and very similar tonally as well. But if we look at the sky, you can see you used a bit of raw sienna on the right hand side and then a bit of ultramarine on the left. And then just let some of that raw sienna sort of, and then you can see a very, very distant bit of land. And then just in front of that, we've got another layer. And then you've got this, where the snow starts then in front of that. It's all about creating these layers, getting as much depth as possible into the landscape. I could do with another rigger brush, because some of these lines, they're just too thick. I wanted them a bit thinner than that. I need to get a proper size 0 or size 1 or something. Because this one, do with one with longer hair, so basically the same length as that one, but just smaller, just to get these narrower lines so that these telegraph poles don't look too thick. So I've got several washes there, from the sort of lightest tones there through right to the darkest ones in the front, and then those also along the where by the other houses are as well. Also, the sort of darkish tones contrast nicely with the snow, bringing those tones right down into this foreground hedgerow, and then this sort of snaking path leading up to our little man and his dog there walking up to the summit of the hill and beyond. So that's my simple little watercolour winter scene. I hope you enjoy that. Thanks as always for your support, especially over on Patreon. Always very much appreciated. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, and I'll see you again soon.